Welcome to you. This is Art and Leisure, a 30-minute program that celebrates creativity in the arts. We also show you tourist sites and we encourage you to visit them. You're in for a treat today. My name is Chioma Okpara. A comedian is waiting in the wings to make us laugh. Stick around.
You know, quickly we just talk about different things where they happen for this country now. Most times, why when they laugh, not be because they no one laugh. Some of you, as when I want laugh, when I go remember school fees when I want pay. As you want laugh, you remember NEPA bill. Some of you now are relatives to those chipmunk girls. As you want clap, you go remember, say, my relatives were the chipmunk girls now, they never come back, you begin clap. I'm from Delta State, and I've lived in Lagos State virtually all my life. And I've come to appreciate the Yoruba folk. I love the Yoruba folk. Please, if you're proud to be a Yoruba man, please put your hands together for yourself. Wonderful people. Only Yoruba man. From the moment when we wake up from morning, now they take no say problem with it. If Yoruba man just come outside, as he wake up from morning, where he stretch, go say, wow, the way this body is doing me today, be like say they go fight for doctor. You know, you just call your wife, call him children, say, like that. You know, say, only you and your mama go they quarrel, now when they fight, he go they shout, but your hand not they touch you. The only thing when they move for your body in their mouth. The only thing when they hear, like, you walk here, my lady. Hey, Marco, oh, damn! Touch the person, never touch her. 2 hours, he stayed there, never touch. Yoruba people, who can't talk, fight, and then they fight.
That was Wake. He performed at SNS Award Night. SNS is an acronym for Society of Nigerian Artists. The society turned 50 recently and the drums were rolled out. Take a look.
There are no easels, brushes, and chisels. These artists and art lovers have come to unwind, and talented people were invited.
Whites who are born wiser than you. Today, I said today, the web of slavery spins. It spins and spins and spins.
I get opportunity to go do events for Banana Island. So when I finish the event, so a friend of mine just asked me to pass a night for the very first time in Banana Island. Now that day, I don't say police, they get customer care. So we just stay inside the crib, where would they sleep? We just hear small sound, ta, ta, ta. My friend just go pick his phone, call police customer care. The next thing I hear, welcome to the Nigerian police customer care. For armed robbery case in Banana Island, please press 1. Armed robbery case in Ajebile, please press 2. Armed robbery case in Mushi, press 3. My guy come press 1. Armed robbery case in Banana Island. Now they're picking for armed robbery case using cutlass and knife. Press 1. Armed robbery case using banger and knockout. Press 2. Armed robbery case using water gun and toy guns. Press 3. My guy come press 2. Now banger and knockouts. Now they use call road for Banana Island. Here. Before I open my eye, police don't come with their van. Everybody, wow. They catch the thief. I call the office, say, oh God, now this is my dream country. Everything has improved. I really love it this way. They catch the armed robbers. When I come reach my own area, Olumo, don't forget the name, Olumo. That armed robbery can't take place. I can't remember the code where that guy used. I can't dial police number, customer care. The same thing at the answer. Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the Nigerian Police Customer Care. For armed robbery case in Banana Island, please press 1. Armed robbery case in Ajebule, please press 2. Armed robbery case in Olumo, press 3. I call press 3. Now the police respond. He said for armed robbery case, using cutlass and knife, please press 1. Armed robbery case, using banker and knockout, press 2. Armed robbery case, using water gun and toy gun, press 3. Armed robbery case, I never press because not be the thing where they used to operate for my area. Armed robbery case, using AK-47, press 4. Armed robbery case, using pump action and grenade, press 5. Now I press up. Police hang, in on top. I say, hello sir. The next thing police say, you sure say that what you want press do that? I say, yes sir. He said, now the police go say, which kind of sound are they yes so? I say, sir, that the sound of the thing when they use operate for my area. Police ask me, say, young boy, do you have a father? I say, yes, I got papa. He say, okay. If your papa is a police officer, you go like to make him come rescue people for where they use that kind of thing they operate. Now, I say, no sir. He say, oh, you wicked. You know what you gonna do? Enter under your bed. Just sleep. Tomorrow morning you wake up.
If you worship in the church in Lagos, the way they do praise and worship is awesome, beautiful. I was in the church recently and they called up the praise and worship leader to come lead the worship. He picked up the mic and the next thing we heard was something like this. Jesus loves me. Oh yes, he does. Oh, Jesus. Worship sweet, Abi. Come here where they worship. One church for what they call the brother come and lead worship. The guy pick up mic, the guy named Brother Bukome. As he pick mic, the next thing they hear, everybody get up, begin on boss, we say for wait. And for that kind of church, if they hear say begin on boss, don't they hear door because you know they know where the thing comes from. As he pick mic, the next thing they hear now, Jesus is my bulldozer, Amen is my bulldozer. I say, how can you not be your bulldozer and a contractor worker? Like say now I know that you enter another song. I am a Holy Ghost naked wire. I am a Holy Ghost naked wire. If you touch me, I will shock you. I am a Holy. I say Holy Ghost when they walk on the path is what we do.
Earlier, the third International Convention on Art and Development had taken place. It was tagged CONADEV 2014.
The convention's theme was the role of art in national development, and it featured a two-day conference at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs. The convention aimed to evaluate Nigeria's 100 years of existence through the performance of the visual arts sector, the engine of technological growth of any nation. It also aimed at exploring the role of the arts in causing desirable changes in society, while enabling practitioners compare favorably with their colleagues in other sectors of the economy.
At this award and fundraising event, 15 accomplished artists became fellows. This was in recognition of their contributions to the growth of the society and art in Nigeria.
We have more fellows this time. And having more fellows means we'll now, even as fellows, organize ourselves. And so that we can now come up with a college of fellows where we probably elect a dean. And then we also act as a body that can also help, as elders, and will also help the Society of Nigerian Artists.
3 art patrons received honorary fellowship awards.
I have received so many awards, just like it has been raised here. So I want to say here that I think this is about the best award I have received. I'm particularly happy to be associated with the SFA. And this shows that I've seen the other side of the coin. By profession, I'm not an artist. But by association, I've become one. And a great work for that.
Many others were rewarded with plaques and certificates for being great collectors, patrons, and also for contributing to the development of primary and secondary art markets in the country. 5 artworks were auctioned.
Funds raised from the event will aid the execution of the yesterday's major projects, which include the publishing of its 4 quarterly academic journals and the provision of a well-equipped secretariat with a gallery, library, and studio space for artists.
An art exhibition titled The Next 50 Years Contemporary Nigerian Art was also part of the celebration. 80 artists showed paintings, sculptures, and installation works. This award and fundraising dinner to mark the Society's 50th anniversary took place in Lagos.
Welcome back. That was how the award and fundraising dinner went. 50 years in the life of a man, woman, and organization is a milestone. On our next report, we'll attempt at telling you how the journey began, where the Society of Nigerian Artists is at right now, and then we'll take a peep into the future. Stay.
The Society of Nigerian Artists is a professional body for all practicing visual artists in the country. It was founded in 1963.
The Society of Nigerian Artists is an offshoot, let me say, of the Zaria Art Society, which was where they had members like Uche Okeke, Bruce Onabakpeya, Grillo. Those are some of the people who formed the Zaria Art Society.
The first meeting of the society was held in 1963 and its present name was adopted. Chief Aino Onabolu, Professors Ben Enwanwu and Charles Argent were elected as patrons. In January 1964, the society was inaugurated with its headquarters in Lagos. An exhibition which featured 84 works by 12 of the founding members was held. Subsequent exhibitions featured more artists and works drawn from all categories. At inception, the society allowed membership to only formally trained artists, but that has changed.
Presently, we have about 6,000 members across the country. The Society of Nigerian Artists has not only painters and sculptors as practitioners, but also made up of academics as well as critics, art writers, students, historians, curators. We have a lot of people in the society, curators, restorers, those who preserve artworks. So it's a very broad society, all-encompassing.
Chapters are grouped in zones, namely West, East, Middle Belt, and North.
Lagos chapter was formed in 1981 after a conference in Benin. So Lagos is where most of the artists are. So it's very easy for people to see that, thinking that Lagos is the only chapter, but we have a Society of Nigerian Artists cut across the whole length and breadth of Nigeria.
Wausen is the immediate past national president. He served between 2008 and 2012.
My agenda was to move SNA to the next level. And to do that, I needed to further establish SNA chapters in places where they seemed impossible or where they did not exist. For instance, Sokoto, Kano, and then revived Maiduguri and other places. After doing that, we also decided to run programs nationwide. As the first president of Society of Nigerian Artists, to sit on the federal board, to represent artists on the federal board appointed by Mr. President. And so that was a good thing, so that we could influence decisions since we were the professionals. And we did that successfully. And that's why you saw when we were there, we had a lot of programs. Ari Suva, which Joe Musa started and carried on. We influenced a lot of programs. We also tried to put a convention in place, which we didn't have, on art and development, which we called CONADEV, which has been sustained up till this moment. This is the third one running, and we are going to see many more. We were at the National Assembly with the NGA bill, and we contributed, and we tried to harmonize it. It had passed through the first reading, and we're still hoping that things will change for good.
The National Gallery of Art was established 21 years ago. It is the government agency that sees to the well-being of artists.
Since the inception of Gallery, we've been extending grants to artists. It's one of our mandates. The mandate is that we are supposed to give grants to research into new area of art, and that we have been extending to artists, and not just even researching to new area of art. We've been giving grants to artists who want to exhibit, but this we have always done within the available resources to us.
NGA is working on the erection of a befitting national gallery.
In 2001, the Federal Executive Council, in our first meeting in that year, approved a portion of land within the Millennium Park in Abuja for the construction of a befitting National Gallery of Art. And when the President Minister got wind of it, we is already following for the extract of that decision so that he can follow it up with Mr. President. I want to say here that I'm sure by the time he approaches Mr. President with that, Mr. President will direct the Minister of Federal Capital to excise that portion of land for us. And when that is done, the gallery construction will commence almost immediately.
The National Executive of the Society says there's a lot to thank God for. His request list is long, though.
I would like the government to support us in terms of an Artist Registration Council. The endowment fund that has been there for a long time hasn't been implemented, and then everything you want to do art-wise, has to do with funding. We want government to actually see the potential of art, for the economy, to see the potential in art, in earning foreign exchange for the country. So we need government to take us a little bit more seriously. We also want a certain percentage of the contract sum for public buildings, to be left for embellishment, with artworks, because that's the only way you can give character to those buildings and character to the country, and for us to celebrate our rich cultural heritage. When you go to countries like England, you go to countries like the United Arab Emirates, you see a bit of the culture of the people. You're able to tell, how they live and a bit of their culture and who they are as people. You can tell their identity because of the embellishments on the public buildings and spaces. So we want government to pay more than lip service.
Fine artists contribute greatly to the economic growth of the nation. They want more people to become art enthusiasts.
Congratulations to the Society of Nigerian Artists. We wish you well. Now to our leisure segment. Today we're taking a trip to Abeokuta in Ogun State, Olumo Rock Tourist Complex to be precise. As a visitor, before you climb the rocks, you're expected to visit the historical and cultural gallery so that you can learn more about the Egbas. Quite an interesting report, so stay.
This is our historical and cultural gallery. Why historical and cultural gallery? We feel visitors need to know about the Egbas. They should know about their historical heritage, their cultural heritage, those works of art that are peculiar to the Egbas. From here, I have paintings by me that document the stages of development of Olumo Rock as a tourist center. The first one you see there is the drawing showing the Egbas when they first arrived here in 1830, showing the natural state of the rock. The next work there shows, which is the photographic documentation of Olumo Rock up till 2004. That's what Olumo Rock looks like. It has that gate, that entrance. And what you see there as mural on the old fence was put there by my movement, Olumo Art Movement, in 1984. My movement, Olumo Art Movement, happened to be the organization that facilitated the introduction of gate fee here in 1984. This one shows Olumo Rock at its rustic stage, without the elevator, when we had buildings lining both sides of the road that led into the rock. Then in 1994, preparatory to further development, the government on ground then came in and demolished the buildings in front of Olumo Rock to create space and room for further development. In 2004, that was when the last administration came on board and decided to level up and recreate the entire Olumo Rock. That's when we had the elevator in place, we had the eatery. This painting portrays the new look of Olumo Rock as at 2006. And it was commissioned by the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, in February 2006. When you go up the rock, these are the main features. You see the cave where the Egbas hid during this intertribal wars. This is the shrine This shrine is referred to as Abelowo Abelomo. Annually, the Obas come around here to celebrate Lishabi, who is the father of the Egbas. To the Egbas, Olumo Rock is the rock of Gibraltar, the rock that saved them, the rock that provided shelter for them. This is the rock and the place where the story and the history of the Egbas started from. These are part and parcel of our culture. We have the masquerades, where they also form part and parcel of Egba traditional way of life, and some of the annual festivals that we observe in Egba land. The essence of keeping these things is to give our children that cultural education, especially the Ifa oracle in Egba history, or in the history of the Yorubas generally. You know, if anything happens and you need to find out what is happening, you consult Ifa oracle. Egbas also have renowned carvers. We have renowned bronze casters. We have a family called Alatishe family. The family is renowned for bronze casting. We also have renowned carvers among the Egbas, Adigbologe family. The Ijaye women, they are popular all over the world for pottery. Aside what we are talking about here, we also have the tie and dye, the adire. That is very, very peculiar to the Egbas. In Egba here, we have the original, the real original, both traditional and contemporary tie-dye. Also, batik. We also have other important landmarks in Egba land. This is Lishabi that we always encourage visitors to visit when they come in. We also have the first church in Nigeria. Also, in Egba land, this is the first mosque. Then we have Shodeke Memorial Cenotaph. Shodeke was actually the man who brought the Egbas to Olumo Rock, who led them to Olumo Rock. It was not Lishabi. Pastor Tunde Bakare happens to be from this family. So he's actually the one who built that cenotaph in memory of his great-great-grandfather. Then we also have the first building in Abeokuta, major building. We're not talking about mud house. We're talking about a house built with the regular blocks and cement and what have you. This is the first building ever constructed in Egba land, and it's still standing till today. Of course, we are proud of our royalty. This is the palace of Alake of Egba land. And who are the Egbas? Some people may not know. We try to educate them. The Egbas are the Ake sons and daughters. The Okiono sons and daughters. I'm an Okiono man, so I'm an Egba son. The Gbagura sons and daughters, as well as the Owu sons. Obasanjo is an Owu man, so he's also an Egba man. This is Egba anthem. We want people to learn about Egba anthem. Because in Egba anthem, you learn about the oneness of the Egbas. Lórí òkè, òun pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, ibẹ̀ la gbé bí mi sí o, ibẹ̀ la gbé tọ́ mi dàgbà o, ilẹ̀ òmìnira. Máyọ̀, máyọ̀, máyọ̀ o, lórí Olúmọ. Máyọ̀, máyọ̀, máyọ̀ o, lórí Olumo. So, Olumo Rock is our pride, the symbol of our unity.
So nice to have you back. Someday we'll climb the rocks. Someday, very soon. Okay, we've come to the end of the program today. I hope it gave you value for your time. My name is Chioma Okpara. I encourage you to visit our website, www.artandleisure.com.ng. After watching each episode, please leave a comment. Okay, by God's grace, Art and Leisure returns next week, same time. Love yourself, love Nigeria.